Welcome in to episode 15 of our Let's Play Humankind series featuring the Commons Quarter strategy, lovingly titled Commonly Uncommon. We have Commons Quarters. We are progressing through the medieval era, slowly but surely. If you need to catch up on any of the previous episodes, down below in the description, there is a link to episode 1. You can catch up on all of the action thus far in this series. We're on turn 78. I sincerely hope that we're going to progress through some turns here in the medieval era, start to work towards our next era, and continue to progress through some of our expansion. Our biggest slowdown point might be a little bit of, hopefully not war with one of our AI neighbors, although that is kind of looming on us, but definitely some possible war with the Free Peoples. We've got some encroachment on our lands happening, plus some planned expansion into some Free People's lands that may require some fighting of battles. Will that happen this week? Possibly. We will find out shortly. Let's jump in to the content. Welcome in to our capital city of Ashur. Ashur is, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. If we put some walls in, I feel like we'd have a really nice looking city. Right now, it just kind of, it looks like it's a smattering. If we throw this in, you kind of see like how everything is progressing in the city. It's looking good. It's looking good. We've got some nice areas over here that we're going to stack some districts in. It was brought to my attention that one of the things I was doing with my commons quarters was I was focusing solely on surrounding my commons quarters with other districts. And one of the reasons that I almost never build commons quarters is because that central district in a surround, right? If you've got a surround going on a hex tiles, the central district becomes the most powerful district in the surround, especially if they're all the same type, right? So if you have a single tile in the middle and all around it is farmers' quarters, that middle tile is going to get the adjacency from all of the other quarters, in which case you end up with the best possible tile in the center, which is why placing a commons quarter there is really painful, because you're actually taking a massive FIMS loss. You could be getting a ton of whatever that would be if you put something that actually gets some adjacency bonuses there. Instead, you're gaining stability, right? You're reducing some stability stuff. So you could actually maneuver a little bit more around having a transition space where you have a surround of farmers' quarters maybe, and you keep that center tile of farmers' quarter, and then when you transition out maybe to an area where you're going to do industry and do makers' quarters, you could then have a commons quarter in between the two that only is like affecting one adjacency of your surround, and then that one commons quarter kind of sits only taking away one FIMS adjacency from the central quarter of both, and so you actually end up with this nice stacking effect where you do surround your commons quarters, but you're also getting at least most of the adjacency bonus. So it's something to think about for our future commons quarters. I wanted to get like one really solid commons quarter in all of our cities, so we'll continue to do that. The other thing we're continuing to do right is build one of each district in our cities, right? We want to get one of each district in our cities to unlock those key infrastructures that are a part of each of those components. Now, very quickly, we're going to run into like a scenario, and we have this in our capital. We've talked about it before, but we have a lot of infrastructures that are not in here, right? Because your cities that you build initially, which we built 3 of them before researching feudalism and getting access to the colony model, we're way behind on infrastructures there. And that becomes problematic because infrastructures are very, very good typically in Humankind. I am going to avoid hard focusing infrastructures this time. My typical gameplay style is minimal districts, maximal infrastructures, especially up through probably about the last era. When you get into the contemporary era at the end, I tend to start plopping some districts down because your gains, right? You've got like a spot where like really great science quarter, research quarters can go down, right? It's probably not the best way to play, maybe, right? You're probably putting districts down earlier to get those adjacencies and establish some really great, pieces of your cities together to get really great FIMS adjacencies to start with and reap the benefits of those long term. But the numbers on the infrastructures are just really hard to argue with when you start to look at the value of different infrastructures in the game. And we even have some of those left in our cities, right? I don't have animal barns in. That's 20 food. Like if you look at let's see what the best farmers quarter we can put in right now. 12 food. right? So again, an infrastructure where we haven't even finished trading for all of the horses in the game. We haven't even opened up all of our trade routes to maximize animal barns. And this isn't even one of the better infrastructures. Arguably one of the lesser food infrastructures at this point. But you know, those are the types of bonuses that you're talking about, right? You've got others like fishery in this particular game. We don't have a lot of harbors, so fishery's not going to get us much. But fishery leads you to whale fishing, and whale fishing can get you a bunch, right? So again, don't forget to think about the fact that your infrastructure is also chained together to lead you to the next infrastructure. That's probably one of the larger mistakes, not only that I make, but I think that I see other people probably make, is yes, you might look at your infrastructures and say, oh, there's nothing worth building right now because you see something like, I don't know, the fishery, right? But the next infrastructure on the chain is actually really worth thinking about. Again, now whale fishing is not available till the industrial era. The tooltips are super helpful on these, by the way. So if you're looking at something like a fishery and thinking, oh, should I put this in to get access to whale fishing? Not right now, because we're in the medieval era. We're not even close to the industrial, so we wouldn't get access to like the next good thing for a while. And 3 food is not worth the time, even the 1 turn that we would spend in building this right now, right? So these are things to think about as you're going through, right? 9 industry, I don't know, but there's a charcoal kiln after this, right? 6 industry, I don't know, right? But the manufacturing in the early modern would be worth it. Eventually, we want to put all these things in. It's just when do you start to switch and maneuver between when do I put in infrastructures, when do I put in districts? I feel like a lot of that is just driven by like pure numbers and what your city needs and what you're doing with your emblematic districts. And honestly, most of my games, I build emblematic districts. That's my priority. And then it's infrastructures. If I run out of really good infrastructures, then I'll put other districts in. But typically my build order centralizes around emblematic districts, then infrastructures, and then any other district. I'm trying to do things differently in this particular game with our Commons Quarter strat, so we'll see how that goes for us. I think we're ready to go ahead and hit that next turn button. We've got this aggressive Free Peoples. We just killed one of their armies with our army up here, and so we're about to come down and fight them. But don't forget, there was another, I can't see them anymore, which is slightly terrifying, but there was another army up here, a Free Peoples that was unnamed, is somewhere up in this vicinity, is my assumption. I don't know where they went. It was a 6 stack. It was crossbowmen and pikemen. And so we would have a solid fight against them with our current army down here. So my objective is that hopefully like Plosif has to deal with that. Since they're on Plosif's border more so than mine, I've left these territories for Plosif to claim and he hasn't taken them yet. So we're going to take our army down here and deal with this particular issue. We're training a couple units to go kind of fill out our armies up here before we start to make some attacks in this direction on some of the Free Peoples as well. And then, of course, we've got our New World expansion going on. And we are carefully metering currently, right, our use of influence, which is pretty high. We're about to get 120 of it back as well when we research our next tech and get back within 1 on our city cap. So let's rock and roll. Let's move our way through. There's theology, and there is a fight that is oh wow. Plosif, although Plosif won the war against Burley, Plosif is now pushing Burley out of neutral territory. So skirmishes ensuing. Actually, that's in my land. So Plosif fighting Burley within my borders, or just in my it's not in my city because it's an open territory. So Plosif is just now bullying at this point. There we go. So the fight ends in a retreat, but it's not going to be over. Plosif is their retreat and then the push, and now that fight will end up destroying Burley's unit. So Burley's getting bullied a little bit at this point by Plosif after Plosif wins the war. Crazy. Trade still poached. Supply issues are affecting my ability to trade. Where? Oh, just right there. So Burley is pillaging a trade. I don't know who's pillaging a trade route there. I think it's just the battle itself that's messing with that. So I think we're fine. Let's get our units moving. Curiosity collected. Where? Oh, nice. And it's one of the beautiful curiosities that will net us the stuff that we want, which is perfect. And we can continue exploring with this unit, right? We've got another unit that's going to come through and can make claims as we go. So I think I want to get one unit like out and exploring, and we'll keep the second horseman close by for further claims in the new world. But I'd like to get out and see what we've got. So I think that's going to be kind of our first order of business, which is probably one of the first things we need to do is maneuver our way in this-ish direction. Where do I want to go? I want to stay close to the coast. And there's some land we can get to. That'll use up all our movement, but that's perfect. And that will continue to explore coastline there. Looks like this continues to cut in over here, which again separates our original continent from the New World, which is not a bad thing for us. It's actually a good thing for us at this point. Okay, this army is actually a completely full army, and we've got, man, there's like stuff we could claim on our land. We might want to get more diplomats out as well, more envoys, sorry, out as well. So these we actually filled these. Weren't we training? Oh, did our unit get there already? I thought we were just training a unit for this. Maybe we trained one and sent him up already? So we actually are building an extra unit now. This unit here that we trained has no army, so I guess he's the start of a fourth army. So we have 2 armies up here. We have 1 army down here, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to get another one, so this guy will just kind of be the start of the next iteration of armies. What is this guy doing over here? Ah, you envoys. Okay, we claimed that, so we're good. And now this guy can make his way back onto the mainland. We'll just pack him out to there, and we'll get him back and ready to put down some claims. We've got a bunch of influence. We can start thinking about what we want to do as far as that. We can also think about if we want to save for another city. What would another city cost us right now? 2760, which we can get to in 3 turns. We right now we can get there faster, but 3 turns of influence will get us to get another city, which would be pretty potent. I wouldn't mind putting down 1 more city in this era. That takes us like pretty close to what we probably need to have as far as cities are concerned. We don't have to have more than like the 6-ish range, but we might want to because the new world is going to look pretty nice eventually. I'm still going to hold here. I do want to attack those free peoples, but just not sure when the best time for that is. I think I want to get this one done first, just in case things go south down here. I don't see that other army up here. I don't see a claim up here either, so I'm not sure if maybe that battle already got fought. Maybe Plosif came in and got that army. I'm not really sure. We're going to send these guys down to deal with this city. It looks like it's going to be pretty easy to take. I don't think they will have spawned very many units, hopefully, but this guy needs to just go back. Oh, there's an aggressive free peoples here now, so he's going to get bullied off of this continent, maybe. That's not why he was moving, though, so I don't understand. I don't think I want to have this guy sit here. I'm thinking that I want to move this guy over to our capital, probably. Just have him sit in the capital. All right, this guy is going to go do exploring, which first things first, I guess, jump on river. And then we'll get him off and exploring at a later time. We can also make this attachment. So we've got 1,200 influence to spend. We have Bahama has attached already. They can grab an attachment for... They have 3. So that's not bad, actually. We could grab another attachment at 675, which is not bad. But I prefer, I think, to grab this, right? Because we've got Vesuvius here, which would be nice. So let's grab our pieces of the puzzle here. We'll put in our harbor. First things first. That would be a cool spot, right on Vesuvius. It doesn't make much sense, but the connection that this would make right here is actually pretty cool. But this is much more valuable for adjacency purposes, so... I think I'll stick it in the nook here. It's still going to look pretty cool, and then we'll get this down as well. Go, so now that is ready for an attachment, and I think we'll just run that attachment right away. We want 3 attached to any given city at this time. That's like a minimum for us at this point. That does cause some stability issues here in Habana, but how are we going to fix that, though? We've got access to our manuscript atelier. Oh, we could put, you know what? After this research quarter is done, we'll put Obelisk of the Gods here, is what we'll do. We'll throw in a holy site into Habana, and that will that will solve some of our stability issues there, and it will get a holy site of the New World. All that sounds like a really great plan to me. Again, we're just gonna have these guys sit for now. I mean, we could initiate this fight, probably. Part of me says, like, we should just wait to initiate that fight until we have knights, because then we can probably just auto-resolve every fight, and it's just not gonna be a problem at all. Okay, they just built a unit. What do we have here? We don't have... Do we have a market quarter in this city yet? It doesn't appear that we do. Okay, so I think a market quarter... We have farmers' quarters... Oh, you know what? I'm not even sure we have a maker's quarter in the city. Do we have a maker's quarter here? Oh, I don't think we do. I don't see a maker's quarter in this city yet either. Okay. So it might be maker's quarter time. We've got our commons quarter out, right? They built that a couple times ago. But I think we actually need a maker's quarter in this city because I don't see one. There's a spot for one right there, but that's also a really nice potential market quarter up there. We could also work it around here. It's not great though. In fact, nothing is great. The stuff that's nice is really up in this vicinity. That's a 16. It just costs us 3 food. That's not bad. Maybe we just stick one up here just to get one in. I think that works for me. We'll put it up here just to get it in. And then that spot there are, I mean, again, it's a good maker's quarter. There's market quarters that we could put in. This could be a harbor, making this a really nice market quarter, but this also obviously, like, there's some nice market quarter possibilities around our resources up here, so we can mess with that a little bit as well when it comes to market quarters. Again, I don't want to overplan it, but it's kind of the direction I'm thinking. Okay. I do think... Oh, the Great Fish Market is worth a ton of money. That's potentially really nice. But I also think we want to get access to knights. Let's go chivalry first. Knights and hamlets is big for us right now because we went more... Usually knights is not a big deal for me because I don't have a lot of horse stuff. Cavalry. But we actually think we want this. We also need to trade. When we're looking to upgrade, we need to trade for a few more iron to get that done. But then, yeah, then we'll go Seafaring Mastery after that, and then we'll go from there. Because I do want access to that Great Fish Market. The Great Fish Market, don't overlook the Great Fish Market. Very, very powerful. If you're trading with folks, very powerful. When do we have treaties coming up? 1 turn for treaties. Many crises expiring.
If I can.
How do you do?
2 turns. We just get rid of that now. Just pronounce that right now.
Indiscretion.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Perfect. And that should take us to the end of... Well, we have 839 influence. What does that allow us to do? Well, we want to put claims down, right? Claims are getting expensive, so we can save that for a claim. We could, like, claim this on our way back through. Or we could have claimed it. We could have claimed it with this guy right now. In fact, that spot right there is probably the place for it. We could have put a claim in early. I want to get this guy out and exploring, though. So maybe we save. We'll save a little bit. Because, again, if we run into a scenario where we have enough for another city, that's not bad. I don't mind that. We've got some decent claims out already. And I don't think we need to make any attachments as of right now. Although we could arguably start thinking about, right, we talked about maybe getting some attachments on here. But what we really want to do before we start getting, like, 4th and 5th attachments is switch our civic over, because we have the discount on outposts right now. We'd like to put it on attachments once we get the New World kind of claimed up. So we'll hold on that. An army that's lost at sea, they'll be fine. Agreement proposals being made across the board because all of our treaties actually are up, except for with Plosif on the same turn now, which is kind of nice. So let's check those.
If you're a
Arms deal.
Yes,
I'll
I
sign
cannot dispute the benefit.
And then I will propose. Oh, do we propose an alliance? We try an alliance again.
We would all benefit from growing closer.
Negative?
Don't you think?
You must be out of your mind.
I'm not. Feel like we were friends, I thought. Okay.
Really?
Greetings.
Wow. Diplomatic
What shall we
cooperation.
discuss?
Absolutely.
Yes, I cannot dispute
Needy.
the benefit in that.
Do we attempt another alliance? I mean, it's been a bad.
It
been
is
bad
a
for
rare
us so
day
far.
that I am this pleased with things.
All right, let's try.
I have a proposition for you.
No.
I think you'll like it.
No. Oh, they're
I'm
at
not
war
in a
with. That's
mood
probably
to be
why.
placated or purchased.
Okay.
Duly noted.
All right, let's check everything else.
Perhaps
We're already in an
we
alliance with
have
Icarus.
some common ground.
We don't have monumental contracts. It could be customs union would be possibly nice. We might buy some iron from Icarus, so let's try to grab
We
a
would
customs
all
union.
benefit from growing
And then let's
closer,
actually just
don't
open
you
up
think?
trade. Let's
Your
just open up this
proposal
iron
makes
trade.
good sense. I say yes.
Honestly, we should probably just trade for the horses. Although we don't have animal barns in yet, so the
Excellent.
horses are less
This will
valuable
be
because we don't have the animal barns in. All right, let's check everyone else. We already did Nox.
Greetings. To what do
Burley.
I owe this pleasure?
All right, Burley. What's the deal? War support is actually not in his favor. He's suspicious of us, but that's fine. So I think what we do is... I think we could do a non-aggression pact with Burley, actually, at this point, if we so wanted to. Like, if we want to... Because he's not going to claim any land from us, so let's go non-aggression pact.
I have a
Okay,
proposition. for you.
signed.
I
Nice.
think you'll like it.
That's not bad at all. We'll
Accepted.
take that.
Well,
Will we
Okay.
end the day friends or foes?
Well, hopefully not foes. We got some trade we could do here as well. Let's go ahead and sign a customs or
We
propose a
would
customs
all
union.
benefit from
Perfect.
growing closer, don't
Think-
you think?
I think we
We
have
accept,
enough.
and we should celebrate the agreement.
We should. How do you propose we
This
celebrate? Nate?
bodes very well. Yes.
Drinks?
Very well.
All right, let's. We'll just kind of move this guy around. We'll just keep him on the coast here. It looks like there's pretty good gap of water here. Interesting. All right, these guys are just gonna hang out again. We got another battle to fight right now. Bring this guy. We'll bring him all the way up here just to get that fog busted. And then we'll just have him hold for a turn. Oh yeah, this army is gonna go do this. I think this is the turn. We're gonna just go ahead and do this, but let's move in. Let's move in strategically. See if we can't see anything, we actually don't want to bait his units into fighting, though, right? We want to initiate the fight. Is there nothing? Is there no units here?
Get ready. Attack!
We just run this attack, and we might just be able to... Do they have any reinforcements? They don't. And they have 20 attack citizens. This is going to be an auto result. We have one horseman that takes a smidge of damage. Look, I'm sorry about this, but it's gotta... Your city has to fall. We already took care of your little army. Now we gotta burn down your city.
Give us strength!
For 55 gold and 33 science. I'm gonna have to set that city to build something, but we don't really care what it builds, right? This guy is trying to get back onto the land. He's gonna get attacked, probably. Although they're moving out against other people. I'm just gonna try to get him, like, more centralized, and then we'll have him auto-explore again. Hope he doesn't get attacked by free peoples. Alright, let's get this guy. I'd like to keep him, like, just... Like, him and the boat, if we keep them, like, equidistant from each other, they should be able to, like, see everything, right? Like, we'll be able to, like, get some really nice view of both the coast and the land. So we'll just keep that guy moving until we find, like, a really nice city settled. Not too far from our initial city, but we'll try to... We might even cut him south after a smidge of time. Habana is ready. We're down to 70 here, so that's why we're going to throw this obelisk in, right? We go with an obelisk. We're going to want to put said obelisk. We're going to technically... We're technically going to want, like, some sort of surround on the obelisk for optimal faith generation, but... From the
Striving
standpoint...
and surviving across the vast span of history is quite a competition. And as the leader of that competition, your name will become a household word.
Thanks, Mr. Narrator. Adjacency, like, as far as, like, being on the border of somebody is not going to be particularly important. I mean, we could, if we attached all the way up to here, I don't think... Is Habana going to take all those? I don't know what Habana is taking yet. It's probably going to take the islands, though. I don't see our capital taking all the way down to the islands. I think our capital takes to here, and I think Habana takes these islands, which means it probably... Habana is done, right? That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be 6 attachments in Habana, which is actually a lot of territories for a non-capital city, in my opinion. So we actually do need a claim somewhere out in here. We probably want to just start claiming out, to be honest, because it looks like it's narrowing over here. So we want to get a second city, probably in anything that's, like, secondarily adjacent to this. But if we made it... we can't make a claim and then attach and get it cheaper, so we're gonna have to spend on that claim regardless. So we want to pick our city spot actually relatively quickly here. So we'll have this guy's new job will be to look for a nice city spot. I mean, there's rivers everywhere. There's gorgeous land. Not a lot of resources yet. In fact, there's not a lot of resources here except for in this territory. This territory is going to be critical, I think, from a strategic standpoint. So we want to get that claimed up. But yeah, so this guy actually might come claim this is going to be his next move. And then this guy can get our... If we do a little exploration, we could do some searching for that next city settle on the New World. But Habana, in that case, can really just put the holy site wherever. 4-turn build, it's relatively simple to do. And we can kind of put it adjacent to kind of whatever we want. We don't have to put it anywhere. That is a really nice research quarter, so I don't want to mess with that spot. I almost feel like it should go... I don't really need the adjacency for it, right? Is the thing. I feel like it would be kind of cool, like, way up here. I think that, like, this is kind of a fun spot for a holy site. Actually, not bad. We get a little bit of adjacency from it. We could potentially build off of it in this other city. And it'll look cool. That'll look cool as heck. Because we put a market quarter here. Technically, we could market quarter this and make it more valuable. But honestly, I think a holy site looks really nice here. I'm just going to do it. We're going to put a holy site right there. Because I think it looks cool. Almost like a lighthouse, but it's a holy site. Okay. Bahama needs to get building something. Let's get you guys back on expert policy. We obviously don't need food. And we need districts, right? We've got a market quarter. We've got a farmer's quarter. We've got our commons quarter out. We need a maker's quarter. And we need a research quarter. The research quarter is going to go right here. But we need to build out to it. So we need to decide... That's an 8 food tile. So we don't really want to burn that tile for our maker's quarter. That is a lovely maker's quarter. Although this isn't even... Well, we're going to make both of these maker's quarters, right? Let's just... This guy's the 32. Let's just put it down. We have to clear... And then after that, I think let's clear this. Just to get it out. That's just going to take 1 turn for both of those. And then we'll have to... I guess we put a farmer's quarter here to get to our research quarter. Just to take advantage of that food. I don't want to burn 8 food on a tile. That's lots of food. Do we have anything with plosive we can do
How
yet?
does
No,
this day
treaties
find
are
you?
1 turn. 1 turn away with treaties for that. Okay. I think we're good. Oh, you know what we could do with our influence? We could use that agrarian ability. But again, it's not worth it there. Gothiscansta is where we were going to think about using it, right? We get 7 population, but we take some from Bahama now. Or do we use it on Bahama? Oh, you know what? We use it here. We get 5 pop. 2 of them come from Gothiscansta, but we don't mind that happens, right? We don't mind that happens because Gothiscansta is approaching pop cap anyway. And so if we use it here, we'll actually gain... We gain, what, 3 population? It's still so expensive. Like, 555 influence just to get 3 population? We're gaining 3 population every turn. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of like we're gaining 800 in... You could run the math on that, but that's a tough buy. Like, 3 pop... But we balance out our 2 cities a little bit better. Honestly, I'm not even sure it's worth it. We get 3 total added pop to our empire for 555. I mean, we have other things to spend on. I'm just not convinced that that's worth it. Bahama is already like churning. We're building like a district per turn. Like we don't. What do we need the population for? And I say that sounds very hypocritical of me, but because I am all about population, right? I sacrifice lots in the name of population. But now I'm like, I don't want the pop.
As feudal structures
Because
prove
influence is
practical
important.
for both farming and warfare, certain codes and practices arise that ideally ensure a fair and honorable society.
Hopefully. Chivalry. Science Star, pushing our lead further. We've got increased population, but we're burning that population down. We're progressing very quickly to our next tenet in our faith as well, which is the final tenet, which I'm excited about. We got armies on the move. This guy is ready to move. Okay, great. We see that we have a spot to go to, and we can in fact go there on the next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and go... Let's put him here. We can see... Oh, we missed out. Okay, good. We saw that. Good. Excellent. So we're good there. This army can now upgrade. I think I'm going to leave... I'm going to leave the Raider a Raider just for that 10% money bonus. Because we are going to be ransacking some of these cities. So we want this army to be the one ransacking because it's got the Assyrian Raider. So we'll always try to make sure that this is the army that does the actual ransack. And then we can spend... let's see, we need 10. How many? We have 9. Okay, so I need to trade for 1 more iron. That's fine. Easy enough to go grab that so we don't have to spend as much. And it's going to cost us a ton, though, to make our knight upgrade. 844. We're going to get a 5% reduction in that still, but... Okay, so let's look for who's got... We've got great trade partners with a lot of people.
Blessings on you.
Question is, who has the iron?
It is good to see a friendly face in this fickle world.
So we have 4 iron here. We could just initiate the trade here. Do we have the customs union? Yeah. So we'll just initiate the trade here. We'll trade for all of it. And then we'll just upgrade the 2 horsemen right away. In this army. Again, our money going down very rapidly. And we have a lot of them we could do here. Like a ton of them. So the Gothic cavalry are still at 30. The horsemen are only 27, to be honest. But 37 is a 10 increase, but man, that's expensive. Well, that's what we're spending our gold on right now. So we'll get them upgraded over the course of the next couple turns, and then we'll start running our attacks. But that's gonna be what we spend our money on, I guess. This boat is off and exploring. Although we don't need to explore, really. We're kind of just poking around for curiosities, which, once again, I really feel like we just have not found a lot of... Would you stop doing this? Should I cross him just to explore? That's where he desperately wants to go over there. Maybe we should just let him at some point, you know? Alright, so this army has done... Oh, yeah, this is the immediate... We need to immediately claim this land, right? Where is the claim? I think the claim actually needs to be over here somewhere. Like, this is a good... it's a pretty good spot. What's this spot? It's an 810. It always breaks the FIMS. Is it still breaking the FIMS if we put it down? We could just move it over here. So what has been happening, and I don't know if this got patched out or fixed, but if you burn something down and then immediately put an outpost down on top of it, the FIMS, it will show you that you're going to get the FIMS that are supposed to be there. But then if you actually put it down, it won't actually go in. It won't exploit the tiles that it's supposed to. It's just bugged in some way, shape, or form. So that's been moderately frustrating. Yeah, the 14 over here is slap that down. Slap this down. Done. Alright, now we've claimed up. We actually have all of our claims in on our continent now. We don't want these. I have specifically left these for plosive. I don't need them. I have too many cities here already. I'm going to burn these down and take these spots. I don't need these territories. I'd have to, like, add a city in. I might even need another city, to be honest. I'm not even sure. There's a lot of attachments to be made here. So we've got a lot. You know what? I think Nineveh is going to have to take this. Because the capital already has... Right? We already have 1, 2, 3, 4 territories in here. 5, 6, 7 if we take these, which I think it's going to. So Nineveh actually, which already has 4 as well, Nineveh needs to take this. We could have Habana take these, and then Nineveh can also take, like, this one next to Gotha-Skansta. Gotha-Skansta needs to take... Nineveh might even have to take these 2. Gotha-Skansta needs to take, like, these 2 and this one. Bahama takes these 2. I think we could work it out. It's going to be close. We're going to have to see how our stability ends up running. Shouldn't be having stability issues once we've got all of our commons quarters in and stuff, right? I mean, that's the whole goal of the commons quarters. It's just been funny. Let's just station this guy. I don't want to have to come back and check on him very much. These guys are going to upgrade on the next turn. This guy is often running, searching for our next site. Can we go... Let's go this way. I want to see if there's, like, something really resource-laden. I mean, we've got a resource here. So we could put our claim in somewhere in this vicinity. Is this territory stretches? Oh, this is a really interesting territory. Also, not great land. But it has a resource, so we kind of... That's what I'm looking for, like, a spot where we can put a city with a resource. But we also... We don't want to go too far from here, necessarily, right? This particular territory doesn't have good connectivity harbor-wise, so I don't love this. I don't love this territory, despite the fact that it has the strategic. So your claim might even be this one. This is a gorgeous territory. I mean, look at the rivers and the forest. I mean, this is a really nice piece. So we could put a city in right here. Actually, this is a cheap claim as well. That's the one. We put a city here. It's attached. It actually has a connector to Habana. So we put the claim in here, put the city in, and then all of these will become cheaper claims for us, optimizing our use of our influence. I think that's the play. So I'm going to have this guy come back. Where do we want this? Where do we want this to go down? On this ridge somewhere? I mean, there's going to be... The numbers here are going to be absolutely obscene. We have a 2010. We have a 1218. Those are the same. The 2010 is just... That's really nice. Plus, it's got a 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 river adjacency. I mean, that's huge. So I think that's the spot, right? Little escape to get our districts out. So this guy's going to go to right here and put that down, and then we're going to turn that into a city. That's going to be the play there. Athaskansa's ready to build. Okay, so research quarters in. So I think that creates... I think they have all their quarters now, right? Athaskansa is ahead of things. We have all of our quarters here now. Research, commons, maker, market, farmer, holy site. I mean, we got everything. Athaskansa's got a little bit of everything. So Athaskansa can now build whatever they want. That's nice. Oh, so we go into our bates. That's our play, right? Or infrastructures. If we need any infrastructures, do we need... I mean, look at the food we could get. They don't even have artificial reservoirs in yet. We're growing one turn every... I just don't think we need the food necessarily. We could put a theater in. We could one turn a theater. We also can have the ability to get more science. We'll put the fishmonger in because we're about to go towards the great fish market. But trade here is not going to be like enormous. So I think we do want to catch up on... Well, so, man, I don't know. Bates would probably be the play here. I think let's get our bates in first before we do infrastructures, because we want to get our bates in so we can move up when we're ready. We don't want to be waiting on bates, I guess is my main suggestion here is we don't want to be waiting on bates. This is a perfect bate spot, because bates, if we look, they don't have adjacency bonus, right? There's no adjacency bonus on a bate. If the city is settled, we get that extra influence, which is huge, so we could really start pumping out our influence in this way. But they don't have any adjacency bonuses. But the Obelisk of the Gods, does it have to be... I think it has to be a FIMS-based district to get the bonus. And that might be true of the Tumulus as well. Is that true of the Tumulus too? I think it is, actually, unfortunately. So we're not actually... We technically want like a FIMS-bearing district here to optimize it, right? If we put a farmer's quarter here... Well, it just gets the 4... It's only getting 4 faith. It's getting the faith... Right, it's the faith bonus that we're getting. But that's not even... It's not even worth it, right? Like, we just put a bate here. We don't get the faith... No. So the... Oh, okay. So it does work. It's just the holy site that's not getting the faith bonus, right? The holy site requires a FIMS-bearing district to get that. Although this is a beautiful... This is, unfortunately, a beautiful location for a farmer's quarter or... a market quarter. Ugh, because of the river, right? But we have to find some place for these bates to sit. Next to Tumuluses is the best place. Technically speaking, right? Like, it would be really nice. But this is also a really nice spot for something else. Ugh. That's... Why is it so hard to place districts in this game? I hate it. I hate how hard it is. Where's our other Tumulus? We have a Tumulus down here we could use. This one. Oh, but it's adjacent to a... That's our commons, right? So we want other things adjacent to that. We could burn this tile. We're going to want one down in this territory anyway. What the heck? Let's just put it in here. Done. I'm just going to try to put them adjacent to the Tumuluses. I think that's just going to be the play, right? All right, we gotta choose our tech. We're gonna tech over to the fish market so we can push money really hard. So let's do that. Got a fight going on. Yeah, I figured that we knew that was gonna happen, right? If it's free peoples, we don't particularly care. And then I think we can re-up our treaty with Plosive. Technically, we still have not gotten intelligence coalition. He declines this every time, which again, like it keeps this.
I think you'll like it.
That's that.
Forget.
Whoop. Perfect. We end turn.
5 makers.
We keep moving.
It seems that someone took the phrase "building your future" a bit too literally.
Brand Star, Builder Star, Estate Star. What is happening? Oh man, Burley and Plosive are still just like they're at each other's throats over here, despite the fact that the war is over. And there goes our final tenant. Crazy. Okay, we got lost at sea status. That's fine. And we're selling resources. Let's keep things moving. Let's pick our tenant. We already know we've picked everything except except the money-based stuff. So we've got our industry, we've got our science, we've got our influence. That's increasing our commons quarter value. Donate generously. Again, I can't convince myself not to take donate generously because of the extra holy sites. It's just a lot of stability that you can get by taking donate generously. And it just guarantees that your religion is going to take over everybody else's. Not guarantees, but, you know, based on holy sites alone, like you're going to get some great, you know, faith generation out of these. It's just it's a save on a lot of cities to be able to put those extra holy sites in. Everyone else just gets the +1. Raise monuments is also very good. 50 science on cultural wonder, especially if you're building a lot of wonders, is going to be huge. +2 science on religious district is not bad either, especially if you've got a lot of religious districts. But let's take the money. We're going to take donate generously. We already had kind of picked that was what we were going to do. There we go. We have now maxed out our faith. Faith now becomes, unfortunately, faith now becomes relatively pointless for the rest of the game. We'll continue to try to spread our faith and put in holy sites and things, but once you get your 4th tenant, the only thing faith is good for is generating grievances, which can be useful. I will not deny that. But further pushing our faith once we have 4 tenants, even if our religion gets completely wiped off the map, we can still follow our religion. And so we still get all the bonuses from our tenants and things like that, right? So, I don't know. I'll reiterate the fact that I still think that a religion overhaul would be quite nice for the game of Humankind. I just think it would be really valuable. All right, we're going to sit on this for a second. This guy is ready to rock and roll. We're not going to see anything, I don't think, until we get into open water. There's one. Sweet. We just saw 2 on that turn. Okay, this guy's going to go over here, so let's get him... Yeah, we just want to basically do... Where do we decide the spot is? It's over here, probably, right? Now, there's food over here. And we can already build here because of this. So maybe the settle is like right over here, I think. I think it's on these geysers, potentially. Just move. Well, we'll get on the territory and then we'll find out. But I think it's going to be over here.
Unfortunately, this time you are merely a bystander to someone else's glory.
Oh man, that wonder looks absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let's get you in here. How far in do I have to turn auto explore on to get this guy to actually do? Let's see what happens when I press it. Does he immediately move back towards the sea? Oh, or he just doesn't auto explore at all? We'll turn it on and oh, it switched off again. That's another bug that happens on occasion. We could use this guy to explore, but honestly, like we've got stuff to do in here. Like go collect leverage, friend. All right, this army put down its outpost, so we can kind of just hang out. We've got an army that's being built up in our capital, so we can kind of hang there. We could push this army to the New World, but I don't feel the need. We could move them in this direction and actually have them help with some of our Free People's fights. Let's move that way. That way-ish, at least, and see what we could do. I mean, you can't do anything. Go over there. Why? What are you doing over here? Oh, do I have to manually control all of my envoys? What are they trying to do? I need to explore the New World so they stop trying to come over here. The envoys will do nothing for me there. All they would be doing is exploring, right? All right, we upgrade one of these guys, then we rest. We'll be upgrading like every couple turns there. Bahama is looking to build something. They are doing just fine on stability so far. Do they have one of each district yet? No, we don't have our... Right, we got our research quarter in over here. We got that removed. Sorry, we got our maker's quarter in. We got to get the research quarter in, right? So we got to put a farmer's quarter here. And then the research quarter is going to go up there. That's going to be their kind of single research quarter for now. And then we can keep rocking and rolling from there. In that city, Ashur is got a 64 surplus. We have enough to put a city in. So we're going to be close to getting that city in, but I don't want to spend yet. We don't want to spend the attachments quite yet, but we're going to start running attachments and things soon. Like if once we claim up the territory for our second city, we could switch our civic, and then we'll start making attachments everywhere else. Okay, do we have all of our districts here? I believe we do. Farmers, makers, commons, market. Ooh, do we not have a research board? We may not have put a research board. I do not see a research quarter. So let's go ahead and grab a research quarter. And we want that adjacent to, oh, right in here. Right in here is really where we want some research quarters. Probably, we could put them adjacent to the commons, so we could put one right here. Like right here and here, actually, would be decent, like, research quarters. We start like a surround. Just because they're near these, those spots. So let's go ahead and... That spot's... They're gonna... That's... Honestly, I think this... This is arguably, I think, a bate. I haven't decided that yet. That's a... This is a... Yeah, this is a nice spot right here. Let's hit up this spot with one. Get a research quarter in on this city. And then we'll start getting bates down as well. That way we know we have all the quarters will be in that city as well. Nineveh, I think, also needs one more quarter, right? Or did we get a research quarter in here? Oh, we don't even have a market quarter here yet, do we? There's their makers, right? We just put their makers down. So they need a market and a research quarter. We've got a bunch of good market quarter spots here. I'm not sure we have a good... Research quarter could go up here somewhere, possibly. That's going to be our only, like, decent adjacency for research quarter. Or in here, if we attached this, we could get something in this vicinity. Well, let's get our market quarter down. Yeah, there's a lot of great market quarter spots. This is a 9 market quarter. Oh, heck, let's just put this in. That's just nice. Let's get that for our market quarter. We'll choose a research quarter for them next. Athaskanza has everything in, and we're just putting bates down, so let's just keep picking bate spots. I still want to fight against this spot. I still want to put, like, a farmer's quarter here. We could put it, like, down here, maybe. Over here. What does this burn? We only lose 1 production off this tile if we put it down here. Let's put it here. Although that could be... That's actually a good maker's quarter, right? But we could maker's quarter here. So let's bate here. We'll farmer's quarter here. I don't even know if I'll remember that stuff, you know? But
You have unlocked
turns.
seafaring.
all right.
To safely travel the dangerous, hungry oceans. You can cause trouble
that's
anywhere
worth
you
fame.
want now.
Forgot about that.
And have a better chance of getting away with it.
Well, thanks. I'm trespassing on Nox? Oh, she must have just attached a territory. This guy's gonna grab this. We might as well just continue in this direction then, right? Do that on the next turn. Keep exploring. This army's gonna wait. We're gonna grab the... Oh, we're gonna be stuck once we do this. Oh, we made the move anyway, and now we are stuck. This guy might die. Unless I can negotiate, which I can't, because I can't. I don't have treaty up. I have to spend. I'm gonna have to spend to save this guy. Like, we need open borders. I have to spend 180, otherwise he dies.
I have a proposition for you. I think...
180 influence to save a boat? Probably worth. Probably worth. Okay, I think we can put this claim down safely. 613. I think the 613 is our spot, right? We'll get that down. have our claim, and then we have that other claim for our city as well. Okay, I want you to auto export. No, don't. What are you doing? Stop, 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 stop what you're doing. Don't. Oh, all right, fine. Look, here's the deal. I'll take you around myself. I hate that. I do not want to have to micromanage my guys. Is there nothing for them to do? I should just have them stand on a city, right? If I stand on a city, I generate leverage. Is that... What a waste. Waste of turns. Ugh, I hate it. Okay, so he's standing on the spot, right? This is our city spot. The 2010 we decided. So let's just throw that in. Again, it's a relatively cheap creation because we had good connectivity, and then that will unlock cheap connections around here as well. Although this city, again, we have cheap connections here as well, so that actually is not doing a ton for us because this was cheap, this was cheap, this was cheap, this one was actually cheap as well. So we're actually only unlocking like one cheaper claim as a result of that particular placement. But I like that for the city still. It'll do us what we want. All right, let's get one more guy upgraded over here. Honestly, we could probably run the attacks now. The Gothic Cavalry still have 30 attack, and we're up against only spearmen, right? So these armies will fall pretty rapidly. I don't think the Gothic Cavalry will be in any sort of trouble, so we may run those attacks here. Next episode, I think, is probably going to be like a war-based episode. We're gonna start doing a bunch of stuff to these free peoples. We need to start taking them out. For the military kills, because we want military kills in this era. Also, just to get kind of things the way we need them. We're getting our bateys in. This looks like a lovely spot for batey. Oh, yeah, because it's adjacent to a tumulus. And right here, actually, is splendid, because then we can build off of it into a couple things. Yeah, let's do this right here. Let's do that. That looks lovely. Batey me. Okay. Tech. We're running out of tech. We're coming up on it. I mean, we got turns left. Our science is not crazy right now. We could upgrade our... what do we want here? High furnace is not bad. We're not really doing any of that. Oh, trade insurance would be nice. We could start trading a little bit more. We'd also get... Oh, +1 stability per researcher would fix a lot of our research problems, actually. You know what? Let's go alchemy into guilds, and then we'll kind of fill the rest in. That seems like a good idea. Crank another turn at least here.
If trouble comes,
we got one more turn. So we got to review trade
quarters
again.
should provide you with a number of pragmatic answers.
All over the place here. Moving our units, and we got armies ready to go. Again, I'm going to hold on the fights until the next episode, but I think next episode we're going to start taking some free peoples down. Just going to work our way through. I guess... Who do I need... This is one of our neighbors. I mean, we could grab more... Just how are we going to maximize leverage if we're not going and collecting those actual leverages on the map, you know? Like, we need that. That's what we need. I'm going to send this guy all the way in here. I know there are leverages being generated in this land because there's been a bunch of fighting between these guys. So we gotta take advantage of that somehow, right? All right, let's start moving these guys. Just keep these guys moving up. This guy, we're just manually getting back out of the water so he doesn't die. All right, this guy made his claim, and so now we can go continue our exploration, right? Let's jump him down here, and we'll get popping on the New World. This unit, oh, we can run another upgrade, right? We continue to burn all of our money on this. We might as well, since we decided to hold on the Gothic Cavalry. Well, we decided to hold on the attack, so we can therefore, we might as well upgrade Gothic Cavalry. Okay. We probably need to switch to bateys here. I know we didn't get our research quarter in yet. But we probably need to switch to bateys. Does that be 4 turns to get our research quarter in? So I think we need to switch to bateys just to make sure we get them in all of our cities now. Because I'm a little concerned about not being able to move up. Ooh, I like this spot. This is a nice spot. Right next to Tumulus, Danu. Danus don't get adjacency, but Tumulus does. And it doesn't burn anything. It's just kind of a useless tile. It's a nice batey spot. Let's do that. And we also need, now that we have bateys in, we need to make sure our cities are in settled status, because that's what gets us the +10 influence per turn, is that settled status. And settled has to be, what, 90, I believe? Yeah, because we're at, oh, it has to be above 90. So we're strained. Even right now in Habana, we're strained, so we wouldn't be getting the batey bonus here. These do get us plus 10 stability as well, so they should be helping, right? These are just straight plus 10 stability, which is nice. That is actually nice. So this actually will solve our stability issues in any of our cities. So I'm not opposed to just starting to throw batays down. We got a research quarter in here, so we're good on all the quarters. Yeah, we got all the quarters in here as well. Oh, didn't we? Oh, and they just got their holy site in as well. So that's nice. Okay, so let's. Yeah, we're in Batay world now. We're in Batay world here. I don't want batays adjacent to commons quarters though, if I can help it. So we're kind of looking for other locations for that. And honestly, we don't have any tumuluses in this city, so our Batay locations are basically just. We should use our Batay locations to prep for other builds, right? Where do we want to reach for other things? Those we want to be makers' quarters if at all possible. So the question becomes, how do we want our adjacencies to kind of land here? I don't mind connecting these two. We could put a Batay right here, because that's a research quarter. I mean, there's some adjacency that could happen here, but I don't mind putting a Batay right here. That's not bad. We don't have anything else that's going to benefit from this. So batays are kind of just like, we just stick them wherever. So that like connects our stuff together. I don't mind that at all. Let's just do that. Cool. Bahama, I think you're in the same boat. No, Bahama can also... We have only 2 turns on this research quarter, so let's just get this one in. And then we'll start bataying there. They only have 3 they could currently put in anyway. Penance Seekers. What? Are Dallas among your people who have privately wondered about the current strife in Mathala? What's going on in Mathala? I don't even know where that is. Although many onlookers are disturbed. Oh, they're flagellating themselves. Oh, I butchered that word. Cool. So we don't love that. We get some faith running, but we don't need that for sure. We can condemn it, build some units. We could be tolerant of it, and get plus 25 faith on territories if territories following a foreign religion. That doesn't help us at all, but it keeps us where we want to be. I don't really want to push in this direction at all. I don't really need to push faith necessarily here, so I think we just abide. We're just like, hey, like, it's fine. We're not going to generate any additional faith necessarily, but we keep ourselves where we want to be on the axes, I think. Otherwise, what are you going to do? Okay, I think that brings us to the end of today's episode. Let's do a quick check on some things, and then we'll be off and running. So we have 2 turns, and then we'll be putting in a city here. That city's going to allow us to make all these claims in here. We'll get one more... Oh, man, actually, let's think about that for a second. Let's think. We're close to colony plan. It's not worth it. We're going to get the city in. We're going to put one more city in before colony plan, and then I think, honestly, if we get one city after that yet, that's probably all the cities that we need, at least for in the immediacy, right? So we put one more city down, the one we've got planned, because we can get that in 2 turns. We're quite a few turns from maxing out our tech tree and then moving up. We got to get our batays in still and things like that. So, but we're starting to crank, which is good. I like that we're moving a little bit now. But I think we put one more city in, then we wait for 3-masted ship. We get colony plans, so that we get all the infrastructures from this era. Again, probably not as important as this one right here. Colony model is the big one. Colony plan, again, also is going to be good. Starts us with a little extra population as well, and some production and stuff like that. So definitely valuable still. And we get any infrastructures from this era. But there's just not a ton of infrastructures in this era. If you notice, there's just not a bunch of them there. So one more city, then we wait for 3-masted ship, then we do probably what will be like our final city or close to our final city on the New World. So 1, 2, and then we do a 3rd maybe in the southern part of the continent. Although this is all New World. The New World looks really enormous, and we might be able to get even more cities in. So who knows? We might be putting cities in for quite some time. But that is the play. We also need to build our wonder. What do we got for... Do we have any wonders available still? No one's built Mosque yet. No one has taken Tota G. Once our batays are in, we should probably arguably even build Angkor Wat now. Although I think we have a wonder we want in the next era, so I'm not like keen on any of the wonders. Tota G would be useful. We should probably do some wonder building, to be honest. Okay. That will do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. If you like the content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We'll be cranking more turns next week. Make sure you're subbed to the channel and you got that notification bell turned on so you know when we release these videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.